Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep into the world of AI today. And this is not just about robots, or like science fiction stuff. This is about how AI is like already changing how we live and think and even vote.
Yeah, it really is incredible how AI is becoming, such a big part of our lives. It's not some far off future thing anymore. It's like happening right now.
Exactly. So let's start with something I think we can all relate to, our brains. Have you ever like wished you could just learn things faster or make decisions like way easier?
Yeah, for sure.
Where our sources suggest that AI might be able to, actually help with that.
It's amazing how AI is starting to like almost mirror how complex the human brain is. Specifically, these things called neural networks are designed to like mimic how our neurons connect and communicate.
So like break that down for me. What does that actually look like, in practice?
Okay, so imagine a system that can analyze just mountains of data,
Right.
and it can learn from it and even recognize patterns all in a way that's like similar to how our brains process information. For example, there are AI systems that can actually recognize emotions from people's faces, like just from looking at them.
Whoa, wait. AI can like read our emotions?
Yeah.
That's impressive, but also kind of creepy, don't you think? Does that mean we could have AI tutors who like can tell when we're struggling and then change how they teach us based on that?
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of potential we're talking about. It could totally revolutionize like education as we know it. Imagine every student would have their own like totally personalized learning experience that's like tailored to their needs and, their emotions even.
Okay, that does sound amazing. But what about like the human element? I mean, is there a risk that we could become too reliant on AI for learning and then lose like those important interactions with teachers and, other students?
That's a really important point. It's not about replacing humans altogether. It's more about like augmenting human interaction. Like
Hmm.
AI could handle things like, giving feedback or making sure everyone has the right learning materials. And then that frees up the teachers to like focus on things like critical thinking and, making sure everyone is collaborating.
So it's more like a partnership, right?
Yeah,
AI and humans, like each playing to their own strength.
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about how AI is changing our brains, but what about something even bigger, like our democracy? I mean, with elections always coming up, it seems like AI is playing a bigger and bigger role in, the political landscape.
Oh, absolutely. And there's some really exciting aspects to it, but also some, concerning ones as well. One of the like most promising things is using these AI platforms to like fight misinformation and make sure voters have accurate information.
Yeah, and one of our sources talked about this platform called Perplexity. Have you heard of that? It uses AI to give unbiased answers to, users' questions. Kind of like a superpowered search engine, you know. Imagine having that during an election, like to fact check all those claims being thrown around, in real time.
Absolutely, yeah. Perplexity uses a kind of AI called a large language model. And it's been trained on just this massive data set of text and code. So it can understand like really complex questions in a way that, a normal search engine can't.
Oh, so instead of just getting a bunch of links, you get like a clear answer that's backed up by, actual evidence. That
Mhm.
could be a game changer for voters, trying to figure out what's true and what's not.
Yeah, I mean, it could help everyone have equal access to good information no matter, their background.
Right, right. But then there's always the potential for, someone to misuse it. Our sources also mentioned these things called deepfakes, like these super realistic but fake videos or audio recordings.
Yeah, deepfakes are a perfect example of how AI can be used for like really harmful purposes. They can like totally manipulate people and, make them doubt what's real.
So how do we prevent that? How do we make sure AI is used to, like, strengthen our democracy and not weaken it?
Well, transparency is key and regulation too. We need like clear rules and ethical guidelines for how AI is used in politics. And we need to, educate people about deepfakes and other types of AI generated misinformation so they can be more, savvy about what they see online.
So it's like this balancing act,
Mm.
trying to use the power of AI for good while, like also guarding against the potential for harm. It's a tough conversation, but we got to have it right,
Hmm.
especially as AI just keeps becoming a bigger part of our lives.
Absolutely, yeah. And speaking of AI becoming more integrated into our lives, let's move on to something that sounds a bit like, science fiction. Using AI to help us live longer.
Okay, now you've got my attention. This sounds like we're like stepping into the future or something. Are we talking about like uploading our consciousness into a computer or something?
Haha, not quite. Although that is a fascinating idea. The reality is that AI is already making like huge progress in longevity research. It's analyzing tons of data to try to figure out the secrets of aging.
So it's like having like a bunch of digital detectives working 24/7 to like crack the code of aging. I mean, what kind of breakthroughs are we talking about?
Well, imagine AI going through mountains of medical data, finding patterns and connections that humans might miss. This could lead to like totally personalized anti-aging treatments, like based on your genes and your lifestyle.
Oh, personalized anti-aging treatments. That's incredible. But also, makes you wonder, what if those treatments are like super expensive and only rich people can afford them?
That's a really important concern. It's crucial to make sure that any advancements in longevity are available to everyone, no matter their economic status. Otherwise, we're just going to make existing inequalities even worse.
It feels like we're entering like uncharted territory here,
Ugh,
dealing with questions we'd never had to think about before.
Think
The
about-
potential is huge,
Yeah.
but so are the risks, right?
Exactly. That's why these conversations are so important. We need to like establish some ethical guidelines and frameworks to make sure AI is used responsibly, like for the benefit of all humanity.
It's clear that AI is a really powerful tool. And like any tool, it could be used for good or for bad. And it's up to us to make sure we're steering it in the right direction.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the like core of what we're discussing today, the importance of human values in shaping the future of AI. It's not just about the technology itself, it's about the choices we make and how we develop and use it.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's more about like AI and humans working together.
Exactly. We need to see AI as a partner,
Right.
a collaborator in building a better future, a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
A future where progress is driven by compassion and like empathy and respect for human dignity.
That's the vision we need to hold on to. And I believe it's like totally within our reach if we work together.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here, from AI boosting our brains to maybe even helping us live longer. It's been like a really incredible journey so far.
It really has. And as we keep exploring AI, it's important to remember that this isn't just about technology getting better. It's about what it means to be human in like this age of crazy technology.
Right, it's about embracing what AI can do while also staying true to our values, making sure this powerful technology is used to create a better and fairer future for everyone.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating journey. And it's one where we need to be both optimistic and cautious, right? We need to approach AI with like this sense of wonder, but also with a clear understanding of the potential downsides.
It's like navigating this totally new frontier.
Yeah.
It's a mix of like excitement, but also a bit of fear. And that's what makes it so like interesting. We're literally shaping the future here.
Exactly. And that sense of shared responsibility, that's crucial. We can't just leave it up to the tech people or the politicians. Everyone needs to be a part of this.
Okay, so then how can like the average person actually contribute to this whole conversation? It feels so like complex and it's changing so fast.
Well, there are actually a lot of ways to get involved. Just start by staying informed, like read articles and listen to podcasts like this one. And talk to people about AI support organizations that are pushing for responsible AI development. And most importantly, just use your voice. Tell people what you think about AI and how it should be used in society.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about being informed citizens, not just like passively consuming technology.
Right.
We need to be actively involved in like creating the AI future that we want.
Exactly. And that future should be one where AI helps us live better lives. It shouldn't like take away from our humanity. We need to find that balance where technology helps us be better.
Right. So it's not about replacing humans. It's more about empowering them.
Exactly. Think of it as a like collaboration. AI gives us tools and helps us understand things better. And that allows us to like be more creative and compassionate and come up with new ideas.
I like that idea. AI helping us progress as humans. It's about using technology to solve problems and create opportunities and make the world a better place for everyone.
Yeah. And to do that the right way. We need to make sure everything is transparent and accessible. AI can't be this like mysterious black box that no one understands. We need to know how it works and like how it makes decisions and what kind of biases might be built into it.
That's a really good point. I mean, we've seen examples of AI actually being biased against certain groups of people. Yeah. And it's usually because the data it was trained on was biased. How do we fix that?
Well, it starts with, just admitting that bias is everywhere, right? Even in the data we use to, teach AI, we have to make sure that the data is diverse and representative of everyone. And we need to find ways to, spot and fix bias in the whole process of developing AI.
So it's not just about the technology itself, right? It's also about the people who are creating it and the data they're using and like the values that they're building into it.
Exactly. It all comes down to human responsibility, Humans making sure that AI is being developed the right way.
Yeah, that's an important message.
Huh.
AI is powerful, but it's a tool.
Hmm.
And we need to use it wisely and with compassion. We need to use it to, lift people up, not bring them down.
I totally agree. And I think that, goes hand in hand with this idea of ethical integration. We need to make sure that AI is being developed in a way that, aligns with our values as a society.
Yeah. So it's not just about what AI can do. It's about what it should do.
Right.
We have to make choices that benefit everyone.
Exactly. And those choices need to be guided by, a strong sense of right and wrong
Mm.
and a deep understanding of, what the consequences might be.
Mm.
We need to be committed to using this technology for good.
It feels like we're like right on the edge of a whole new era, where AI can totally change the world in ways we can't even imagine.
Absolutely. And it's up to us to make sure those changes are good changes, that they're made with intention and, a real respect for what makes us human.
It really is an exciting time, to be alive and see this happening and to be a part of it. It's a little scary, but also really cool.
I agree. And it's a journey that we're all taking together,
Hmm.
We got to embrace the challenges and the possibilities. And always remember that AI is just a tool. We can use it to make a better future for everyone.
That's a great way to put it. It's not about being afraid of what we don't know. It's about, being curious and open-minded and working together to use this technology to, make the world a better place.
Exactly. And as we move forward, let's remember that the real measure of AI's success isn't going to be how advanced it gets, but how it actually affects our lives and our relationships in the world around us.
It's about using AI to create a world where everyone has the chance to, thrive and connect and live meaningful lives.
That's the ultimate goal, right? To use AI to build a more just and fair and compassionate world.
And it all starts with this, simple idea
Yeah.
that we actually have the power to shape our future. It's not like already decided. It's up to us.
It's about making choices and, owning up to them and working together to create a future that, we can all be proud of.
That's definitely a future worth fighting for.
It's absolutely. And it's a future that I think is possible. If we approach AI with wisdom and courage and a shared sense of purpose.
So let's jump into this future together with, open hearts and open minds.
Yeah.
And let's use this incredible technology to, truly make a difference.
Yeah, let's create a future where AI and humans work together, and where everyone has the chance to grow and reach their full potential.
That's a vision worth striving for.
Yeah.
And, on that note of hope and possibility, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Okay, so we've, spent some time talking about how AI is impacting our brains and how we vote and even, how long we might live. It's obvious that this technology is rapidly changing everything around us.
And like we've been saying, it's super important that we're, actively involved in shaping these changes, right? Not just sitting back and watching it happen.
Hmm?
We need to make sure AI is being developed and used in a way that aligns with our values and benefits all of humanity, not just a select few. So as we, wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Yeah.
We've talked about all the potential of AI and the challenges and, all the ethical stuff. But ultimately, it comes down to this. What kind of future do you want to see?
Yeah, that's the question we should all be asking, right? How do we want AI to shape our lives and our communities and the entire world?
It's definitely not a question with easy answers,
Uh.
but it's something we should all be thinking about. Because, the future isn't just something that happens to us. We actually have the power to create it, together.
So let's create a future where AI empowers us and helps us connect with each other and helps us solve, all these huge problems that we're facing. A future where, technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
Right. A future where progress is driven by compassion and empathy.
Right.
And a deep respect for human dignity,
That's the future I want. And I believe it's a future we can build,
Wow.
If we approach AI with wisdom and courage and, a shared commitment to the greater good.
Well said. Thank you so much for, joining us on this deep dive today. We hope this has, made you curious and gotten you thinking about the role of AI in your own life.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, the future is in our hands. Let's make it a future worth celebrating.
Okay, everyone, that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.